Hello and nice to have you join us on Newsline. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Jennifer will be joining us in the course of the program. But first, the death of two of the quintuplets of Hajara Shuaibu in Katsina State is on our lineup today. What really happened? She was delivered of 5 babies in a house successfully, and by the time she got to the hospital, 2 of her newborns died. How? Why? Our correspondent is following the story and has updates. Then, the mystery behind the death of Comfort Motilewa's 2 children, a husband and a niece. In 1 week is one that needs to be unraveled. The unfortunate horror occurred after the 4 family members ate a popular yam flour staple meal. A reporter is also set to give us details and angles we are not aware of. Then, the late Sele Erade was a household name in Nigeria back in the day because of her unique human interest stories on Newsline that brought to the fore pertinent issues. Her unfortunate death in 2012 did not stop her impact on lives. Stay tuned to find out more on this and how she was honored in her hometown in Bayelsa recently. Now, today's news. President Muhammad Buhari will on Monday, October 10, attend the investiture of Muhammad Idris Deby Itno as president of the transitional team in Republic of Chad for 2 years. The ceremony, which will hold in the nation's capital, will further highlight negotiations and peaceful and harmonious return to democratic process in the country, following the passing of the former president Idris Deby Itno in April 2021. President Buhari will return to Nigeria after the ceremony. Again, goods worth millions of naira have been destroyed by fire in a building on Martin Street, Balogun Market in Lagos. Adeni Itare reports that the fire raged for several hours before it was put under control by firefighters and other emergency responders.
The fire was reported to have started at building number 43, Martin Street, around Balogun Market at about noon on Sunday, when the market was now deserted. Lace, ashoki and other expensive clothing materials said to be worth millions of naira were destroyed in the building. The fire lasted several hours, threatening adjoining buildings before combined efforts by firefighters and emergency responders from Federal Fire Service, private outfits, Lasema and NEMA succeeded in putting it under control.
The good thing there is that there is no casualty. Though the terrain is very, very difficult, there are lots of things that have impeded the access of the fire service that are trying to put out the fire.
While it lasted, shop owners were sighted trying to evacuate their wares from the burning building. Although the cause of the fire outbreak is still unknown, some of the traders who spoke to NTA off camera said the incident was about the 5th to be recorded at the same building in the last few years. In Lagos, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
The transportation, the Minister of Transportation, Muaz Jaji Sambo, says the Abuja to Kaduna train service is suspended for about 7 months due to attack would resume operations soon with the release of the last batch of 23 kidnapped victims. While briefing media in Abuja, the minister stated that no ransom was paid for the release of the victims. Onaya Kalwoka reports.
On March 28, 2022, the last train from Abuja to Kaduna with about 362 passengers and 23 crew members was attacked in Katari, close to Kaduna State. 8 passengers were killed, 26 injured, and about 168 kidnapped. After 9 days in captivity, the first victim released was the Managing Director of Bank of Agriculture, Ali Hassan. Others followed in batches after some months, and the last batch of 23 victims were released after about 7 months in captivity.
It is the position of this government that under no circumstances should there be collateral damage. The military and security agencies that have been charged with the responsibility of securing the release of these hostages should not act in a way that will endanger the lives of the same hostages.
With the release, the Minister of Transportation, Mahazujaji Sambo, said train movement will commence soon and adequate security measures will be put in place to prevent future occurrence.
We have a short-term and a long-term plan. The short-term measures will be put in place very, very quickly to enable rail services commence. And beyond a period of 3 months, we will have put in place a sustainable plan that will ensure that our rail lines are safe and secure.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Transportation, Magdalene Ajani, said the released victims and their families are undergoing post-trauma rehabilitation care in Kaduna Hospital. Oyinaya Kalo Oka, NTA News.
And efforts are being made to resolve the predicament of travelers along the Abuja highway. Francis Udojo, however, reports that travelers with phobia for water are yet to be provided with alternatives, as the boat is the only way out for stranded commuters on this axis.
Over a week now, commuters along the Abuja highway have been faced with difficulty in accessing the routes following gridlock caused by flood water, leading to the breakdown of vehicles. This has ultimately impeded movement from both ends of the road. As a result of this situation, the only viable option for commuters are boats and canoes, which now ferry people from Koton-Karifi through waterways to Lokoja.
Before we know they go Koto, anybody will carry from KRC and Koto direct.
Before people they fear too much, and as of now, we they talk to them now, they're just everybody on the day kind, and then they move and JJ.
In an ironic turn of events, the devastation wrought by the floods has provided an avenue for brisk business for maritime workers and boat operators. This is to the detriment of desperate commuters who are being charged exorbitantly.
I paid 7,000 naira from Ekiti down here. I was unable to get to Abuja. Now I'm paying 2,000 naira to enter Keno, which is very bad. Now before I will go to Nasaras, I don't know what I will even meet in front again. So please, government should help us and do something about this.
Normally we do enter 2,000 naira, but now we spend up to 5,000 to be able to cross to reach Lokoja to Koto before we cannot take motor to Abuja.
While boat transportation is not the safest due to rising water levels, operators are advised to abide by the maritime safety regulations of avoiding overloading and speeding, as well as provision of life jackets to passengers. From Lokoja, Francis Udojo, NTA News.
To politics, the All Progressives Congress is identifying with the strength of the Arewa women for Tinubu and Shettima optimal results camp 2023. Aisha Ubali was at the inauguration of the FCT Era Council Executives of the Arewa Women Group.
For your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand.
When women pledge their commitment, they try to ensure they redeem it. So is the stand of the Arewa Women for Tinubu and Shettima Group. For Saada Tugudogumbochi, the national president Tinubu and Shettima movement, she believes there is no politics without the grassroots, which is the essence of inaugurating the area council's executives.
We will have idea who is Bola Ahmed Tinubu and to make people to understand who are they voting for.
In their colorful national attire, which signifies fruitfulness, the women, all dressed in green, are optimistic this journey, which began almost 3 years ago, will be fruitful.
It's an organization that has a long foresight. We've seen by the help of God because of the natural intuition that is in us.
We've been working hand in hand with the women groups for the past 1 year or so, and we have given them all the necessary support.
The executives are expected to work with other women at the area council's level and ensure change of narrative in the upcoming general elections in the FCT. In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
And the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party and former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, has appointed Chief Dan Ulasi as technical advisor to the presidential candidates on contact mobilization Southeast, and Don Pedro Obaseki as media presidential consultant. The media advisor to the PDP presidential candidate, Paul Ibe, says the appointments are with immediate effect. Ulasi, who hails from Anambra State, is an experienced politician who has served the PDP in different capacities, while Pedro is a seasoned media personality from Edo State. As the People's Democratic Party prepares to officially flag off its 2023 presidential election campaign next Monday in Oyo, the party's National Publicity Secretary Debo Olugbagba says the presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and other PDP organs will embark on an issue-based campaign. Timothy Yusuf reports.
The PDP will take its campaign to all the states, local government areas, wards and polling units across the country under the unified campaign structure as approved by the National Executive Committee.
Our campaign will be people-driven, and evident from what is happening right now. A lot of people in our campaigns, in our constituency, you see the crowd from the grassroots, and that's exactly what we're doing. It will be people-driven and focus on the PDP and His Excellency Atiku Abubakar's mission to rescue, rebuild, and redirect our nation.
The National Publicity Secretary also reacted to some other developments in the governing APC, saying that the party has no legally valid candidate for the 2023 general elections. He cites Section 183 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended as reason. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, Rabiu Kwankwaso, says if elected president in 2023, he will give priority to the most fundamental challenges bedeviling the nation's growth. He gave the assurance shortly on arrival in Akwa Ibom State for a consultative meeting with party stakeholders. Clement Barikwi reports.
The new Nigeria People's Party presidential candidate was received at the Victor Atta International Airport, Uyo, by the Akwa Ibom State governorship candidate, Senator John Akpanu-Doedege, the Itu-Ibionebon Federal House of Representatives candidate, Dr. Abasia Manam-Basi, and other party leaders. NNPP presidential candidate Rabiu Kwankwaso, while expressing appreciation for the reception accorded him, promised better days for Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria in general if elected president.
But I want to assure you that our team has already taken care of the key things, especially the issue of security, the issue of economy, the issue of infrastructure, the issue of jobs for our young men and women, of course the issue of drugs that are almost everywhere now in the country, like food, and so on and so forth.
The NNPP presidential candidate thereafter inspected the state party secretariat and inaugurated the Itu-Ibiono constituency office of Dr. Abasia Manam-Basi at Okoita Ibionebon local government area. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
The Federal College of Fisheries and Marine Technology in Lagos will soon be upgraded to meet up with the best and contemporary agricultural institutions in Nigeria. Chairman House Committee on Agriculture, Colleges and Research Institutions, Munir Babadan Agundi, gave the assurance during an oversight to the college in Lagos, where he described the move as crucial to the actualization of ongoing transformation in the sector. Diana Ajale reports.
A visit by Chairman, House Committee on Agri-Colleges and Research Institutions and his team to the Federal College of Fisheries and Marine Technology, Lagos, is to ascertain the level of progress made in the implementation of the 2021 budget and to see what the college is doing in 2022.
I've gone around, we have seen the presentation to us, and we are very pleased with what we have seen. I am opportune to be in this college in 2011-2012. I can see the the difference between that time and what we have now. From what we have seen in terms of the infrastructural development, I want to commend the National Assembly, the federal government of Nigeria.
While highlighting some of the achievements in the last few years, Provost, Federal College of Fisheries and Marine Technology, Lagos, Dr. Chus Onwoha, said students who wish to further their studies in nautical science, marine engineering, and other related courses can now do so right here in Nigeria.
There are more opportunities being created both for academic staff and the students to expand their knowledge, academic knowledge in different areas of marine engineering due to the increase in the number of programs, which hitherto is leading to increase in the number of students we are going to have, and that has necessitated our constructing a 100-room hostel, which is ongoing.
Located on Victoria Island, Lagos, with transformation noticeable in the last few years, it is the belief of stakeholders that the Federal College of Fisheries and Marine Technology is truly on the right track to becoming a world-class fisheries institution in the nearest future. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Major parts of the Lagos metropolis came alive Sunday as supporters of the Government All Progressives Congress hit the streets for a 5 million man march in support of APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Organizers of the Solidarity Walk say the march is to show the strength of the presidential hopeful in the state. Adeni Itaiwo completes the story.
Stadium Surulere, supporters of the All Progressive Congress in the state, led by the chairman of Lagos State Parks and Garages Management Committee, Musiliu Akisoya, popularly known as MC Olomo, defied an early morning rainfall to embark on the Solidarity March in support of the presidential ambition of the party's candidate, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his running mate, Kashim Shettima, and Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. The Solidarity Walk was a carnival of some sort. Amidst heavy security, they moved along Funshaw Williams Avenue, nearby Korodu Road, and other neighboring communities of Surulere. The Solidarity Walk was a carnival of some sort as popular musicians and Nollywood acts joined the crowd to sensitize the masses on why the Tinubu Shettima ticket is the right choice for the country come 2023. The march, tagged Mother of All Rallies, kicks off what is sure to be a long sequence of political campaigns for the APC in the state. In Lagos, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
Time to take our first break. The news continues shortly.
The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, has approved the conferment of the Award of National Honors on some distinguished Nigerians and friends of Nigeria. Date Tuesday, 11th October 2022. Time 9 a.m. prompt. Venue International Conference Center, Abuja. Chief host, Senator George Akume, SNIM, Honorable Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs. The list of the awardees will be published in the Daily Trust, Leadership, This Day, and The Nation newspapers of Sunday 9th and Monday 10th October 2022. Please note also that there will be rapid COVID-19 tests for awardees, which will take place on Monday 10th October 2022 from 10 a.m. at designated hotels. Awardees are entitled to one guest. Awardees and guests should be seated by 8 a.m. prompt. For further inquiries and clarification, please contact the Secretary, National Awards Committee on the following telephone numbers: 0805-938-2659, 0808-218-2222, and 0803-450-8837. Announcer, General Roberts, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs.
Invitation to the inauguration of APC Women's Presidential Campaign Team. The Tinubu Shettima Women's Presidential Campaign Team wishes to announce the formal inauguration of members of its various committees, scheduled as follows. Date: Monday, 10th October 2022. Time: 10:30 a.m. Venue: The Dome, Banquet Hall, Presidential Villa, Abuja. Guests to be seated by 9 a.m. Signed, Organizing Committee.
Never again should this happen. We have passed through this path before, and it was not good for us. I remember this horror. The crime, the blood, dead bodies everywhere. I almost lost my mind. I could not sleep. I remember the cry of innocent children. Many lives were changed forever. We shall never go through that path again. Let us all stand in solidarity with our armed forces, our men and women. Oh, we must stand in truth, in honesty, to build a vibrant nation, a nation that you and I can be proud of.
Give me a Rico tomato instead. I go give you the potted tomato. You like saying that people like you, the wicked our country people. You see this chicken or machico, they take correct natural ingredients, make them. If not made in Nigeria, like a Risco, get many benefits. It will help grow our economy. I'm trying with plenty food. Put them inside mouth is sweet and it dig the one for buy made in Nigeria. Buy a Risco product.
You're always running around. Keeping up with you needs a comforting touch from Huggies with the right stretch for how much you move. Huggies pants comfortably fit baby's tummy. Their 360-degree comfort fit waistband makes them easy to open and pull off and on, so baby can keep on exploring and you keep doing great, Mom.
Now in a new look pack.
The Nigerian Army wishes to inform the general public and all interested qualified candidates of the immediate commencement of online registration for 84 regular recruits intake for trades, non-tradesmen and women into the Nigerian Army. Applicant must be single and Nigerian citizen by birth and must possess national identity card, national identification number or BVN. Applicant must be medically, physically and psychologically fit according to Nigerian Army standards. Applicant must be free of any criminal conviction by the court of law. Interested candidates are advised to log on to the NA recruitment website https://recruitment.army.mil.ng to complete online registration from 10th October to 2nd December 2022. Selected candidates will participate in the state recruitment screening exercise scheduled for 2nd to 15th January 2023. On completion of the state recruitment screening exercise, all selected candidates will be transported to Nigerian Army Training Area Depot, Zaria. The application form for enlistment into the Nigerian Army is free. Join the Nigerian Army and contribute professionally to the defeat of all adversaries. Brigadier General Aminu Mustafa Garba, Director, Directorate of Army Recruitment, Resettlement and Reserve, Announcer.
Thanks for staying with the NTA. President Muhammad Buhari extends greetings to the governor of Gombe State, Inuayaya, as it marks his 61st birthday. The president described him as a transformative and inspirational leader determined to make the state a secured and prosperous one. President Buhari wishes him good health and long life, urging him to continue the good work of advancing education, food security, infrastructure development, and social harmony. Abuja security, in line with the directive of the Inspector General of Police for manhunt of escapees of the Kuje Correctional Center, Kano State Command of the Niger Police Force has arrested one of the escapees, Abubakar Mohammed Sadiq, who has since been handed over to the Nigerian Correctional Service. Kano Mohammed Ali reports.
Abubakar Mohammed Sadiq is one of the inmates that escaped from Kuje Correctional Facility during the 5th July attack on the facility. His rearrest followed an intelligence report acted upon by operatives of Operation Restore Peace attached to the Criminal Investigation Department of the Kano State Police Command, who traced his whereabouts at Rangaza quarters in Ungogo local government area of the state.
After his arrest, the suspect confessed that he was among those that escaped from the local custody at Kuje Correctional Center.
Mohammed Sadiq is now in our custody, and all necessary arrangement has been making to repatriate him back to his original habitat, that is Median Security Custodial Center, Kuje.
The security authorities in the state have further urged residents to continue to provide useful information to them by reporting suspicious persons and incidents to the nearest security formations for necessary action. Mohammed Ali, NTA News.
And more than 2,465,000 tablets of tramadol with an estimated street value of 1,040,000,000 naira from Pakistan have been intercepted at the Lagos airport by NDLEA operatives. The seizure is coming barely a week after about 13.5 million pills of the same opioid worth more than 8.8 billion naira were recovered by operatives of the agency in Lekki, Lagos. 5 other suspected drug traffickers were also apprehended with a quantum of illicit substances in the past week. The agency says a drug dealer operating in Alaba area of Ojo in Lagos State, Suraju Mohammed, has now been convicted and sentenced to 7 years imprisonment by a federal high court in Lagos. Now, Nigeria has emerged overall winner of the just concluded 2022 oratory competition held in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Katsina State is part of Nigerian contingents that emerged winner for the country at the international event meant for students of junior secondary schools globally. Awal Halil reports.
Of the Federation, Katsina and Kwara represented Nigeria after excelling at the national level of the contest held in Lagos. Katsina State contingents of 6 students from public schools participated in all the categories and took leading position, where Fatima Kofi emerged overall best speaker at the competition.
This competition has been an examination for me, because I went there without any parents. They are only my coaches.
It was nice. We were there and with so many schools and some countries in Malaysia.
Katsina State Universal Basic Education Board, led by the Commissioner of Education, presented the trophy to the state governor. Governor Aminu Bello Masari, who was impressed with the performance of the students, noted that the success was part of the positive result of his administration's investment in education. Certificates were presented to the winners, and the governor decorated them with the gold medals. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
Congratulations to the Nigerian team. And next, some sporting stories.
Plateau United came from behind to overcome their North African opponents, Esperance of Tunisia, by 2-1 at the main bowl of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in the first leg of their CAF Champions League second round encounter on Sunday. Rivers United also defeated Wydad Casablanca 2-1 in Port Harcourt. With this, Plateau United and Rivers United will be seeking to get the job done when they play away in the reverse fixture next weekend. Similarly, Nigeria's representatives in the CAF Confederation Cup, Kwara United, moved closer to the group stage of the tournament after a 3-1 demolition of defending champions RS Bakane at the Mobolaji Johnson Stadium, Omikon, Lagos. The visitors struck in the early minutes of the encounter before the Nigerian side equalized and then got 2 more goals that got them the victory. In the Premier League, Arsenal returned to the top of the table with a hard-fought 3-2 win over Liverpool at the Emirates, while West Ham United won back-to-back for the first time this season when they came from behind to beat Fulham 3-1 at home in a London derby, with Crystal Palace defeating Leeds United 2-1. To tennis, Novak Djokovic recorded his 90th tour-level title on Sunday with a 6-3, 6-4 victory over third-seeded Stefanos Tsitsipas of Greece in the final of the Astana Open in Kazakhstan. The title was the 4th this season and 2nd in a row for 4th-seed Djokovic, who emerged victorious in Tel Aviv last week. And finally, Kenyan Ruth Chepngetich defended her Chicago Marathon title in a dominant display on Sunday, breaking the tape in 2 hours, 14 minutes and 18 seconds as her compatriot, Amos Kipruto, cruised to victory in the men's race in 2 hours, 4 minutes and 24 seconds. With sports update, Badi Adeleye, NTA News.
Thank you, Badi, for the updates. President Muhammad Buhari has expressed sadness over the boat accident in Anambra State in which dozens of people were killed. The boat, reportedly carrying 85 persons, capsized following rising floods in Ogbaru area of the state, with a death toll of 76 persons. He also directed relevant agencies of government to check safety protocols of ferries to avoid occurrence. Following the tragedy, the Nigerian Inland Waterways Authority (NIWA) and the National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA) have embarked on a rescue mission. And that ends the news segment. Our social diary Sizzling, and Jennifer is ready for us. Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you.
See you too, Lizzie. And thank you for joining us for Newsline Human Interest Stories proper. Now, under the same sky in Lagos, there are many roofs, varied in structure and style, all adding to the uniqueness of the megacity while serving the basic purpose of providing shelter. In its own peculiar way, Makoko, a densely populated fishing community, is part of that picture, with houses that some can say be built in 3 days. Adeni Taiwo has more.
Conveniently, Lagos has earned for itself the appellation of home for all. This is despite having a relatively small landmass disproportionate to its ever-increasing population. As a fishing community with a popular fish market, Makoko is a mixed grill of different tribes and tongues. The area is always in the news for diverse reasons, particularly the living condition of inhabitants. So, when the opportunity to tag along for a documentary came calling, I jumped at it without hesitation. The first port of call is this part of the community, dominated by the Ogu-speaking Gunuvi tribe, popularly called Egun. For some here, traditional Egun music is soothing as they make the best of what their low-income purse can foot. They are a reflection of the saying, happiness is a choice. Their approach to life, I must say, is somewhat contagious and got me. Life in Makoko has a lot of buzz with children, plenty of them milling around. Here, you find a crude but fascinating tapestry of humans in rough embrace with the environment. What struck me first on entering the community is the buildings. In narrow alleys and all around, structures such as this, built mostly with woods and bamboos, dot Makoko skyline.
Home is where you come to after a hard day's job. It is that place of shelter that hides you from all your worries after toiling all day. For a resident of Makoko in mainland Lagos, a place like this kind of structure is where most of them come to after, for men, going out to the sea to catch fish, and for women, trading at the market. I left a nursing mother, back up there, while Mama here, Madam Wada, is also enjoying herself, in the cool breeze of the evening.
Isabella has a room up there. This narrow, east-faced wooden staircase takes her to a room in the one-story building.
I know further. Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry.
It might not be the regular type many of us are used to, but the shanty structure is home. Do you also wonder how pregnant women cope living here?
You know that it don't matter them because it's their caution.
Timora. We cope because we are used to it from our childhood days.
Although Chinedu Matu is not of the Gunuvi stock, he has stayed long enough in Makoko to understand why houses are built this way.
As you can see, this ghetto, and where everybody build their house by themselves. Therefore, they don't have money to train their children for school. Then without no fish, they cannot eat. So that's why some of them don't care about how they live and where they live, how it's good or no good.
A room, yes, 3,000. Some day 2,000.
What are the facilities inside? Do you have toilet? Do you have?
Some day put toilet inside, but some day there's no toilets. They go for a river to go and toilets.
The crude structures notwithstanding, these houses are built to withstand severe threats of flooding with raised threshold, elevated ground and floor. Still, Makoko can do with a lot of interventions, especially in the area of sanitation, more access road to the area, and of course, better housing.
Adeni was in pain for days after going up and down the stairs of one of the structures. And interestingly, for people there, it's normal. So, but they need better environment and housing. Now, Nigerian women are known for their strength, determination, and hard work. They best describe the saying that what a man can do, a woman can do even better. Fatima Umar Buba went on an investigative trip to bring us a unique group of women and girls doing what they know how to do best in one of the area councils of the FCT.
Nestled in the beautiful landscape of one of the FCT's area council, Gwagwalada, is Dobi. What possible treasures could it hold apart from its natural beauty? Dobi is where the woman plays a critical role. Here, the hands of partnership among women determines their success. The priority for each set of 2, 4, or more women is to gather enough sand under a short period to fill a truck.
I've got this young girl that is into this business. She has been here since morning, around as early as 6, and then they have been here trying to get sand to make things happen. How much do you sell a bowl of sand? 15. 15. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 lines they call it, or 7 heaps they call it. So 20,000 times 7 is what this women are going to get today.
Life of most of the women in Dobi revolves around the flow of this river, with breakfast, lunch and dinner is thrown through. The trucks are yet to arrive for evacuation of the sand gathered so far, but their truck says a lot about their activity. Other women who don't engage in sand gathering tills the land, and the produce of choice is egusi, scientifically called or botanically called Mani cucumeropsis. It is a type of melon native of West and Central Africa. Research shows Abuja as one of the 21 states that produce its commodity in large quantity for export within and outside the country. The harvest has been brought in, and it's a busy time as the women are processing the egusi for the market, peeling, washing and drying this delicacy that will soon be on the tables in the homes of many. My visit to Dobi to see these amazing women won't be complete without paying homage to the Sarki.
Matandobi suna da kwazon harkan kasuwa sosai sun sa kai sosai kuma suna kokari ko'ina suna je suna yi kasuwa sun saya su je su sayar.
And the ancestral place of the Dobi people. The community has a long-standing history based on a tomb said to have stood on this spot for centuries.
But the inner tomb, they dug it. When they dug it, there's a hole. Okay. There's a hole as mighty as even a room. Okay. So that's their base. So no one enters there. No one enters there until you are to ban.
According to the resilient, beautiful and hardworking women of Dobi, time is money.
Time is money indeed. The resilience and creative nature of women, I can say, very inspiring. Now she rose through the ranks of the journalism profession and made her voice heard as a seasoned journalist with a passion for human angle stories. As the way of all mortals, she vacated the stage in answer to the call of death in 2012. Nonetheless, her voice is still heard, and from offstage. It resonated from her hometown of Agudama, Ekpetiama, on the bank of the Non River in Bayelsa State. Who is this voice that speaketh from the offstage of death? Anya Pressy has the answer.
Bonny bubbles round the clock. It takes about 45 minutes to get to Bonny by boat from Port Harcourt.
Many look forward to our stories on Newsline every Sunday with a sense of delight and great expectation. While our viewers relish our stories with rich content on human interest, our family, the Eradris of Agudamek community in Bayelsa State, on the other hand, savored a sense of pride in their daughter, whom they christened Selegbea, but Sele, the short form, was adopted and became popular as official name. Sele Eradri was born on March 13, 1955 and passed on May 29, 2012. She was a passionate broadcast journalist with the NTA, and her commitment to human angle stories was with a deep sense, reflecting her interest in the good of society.
The result is now the increase in the number of girls, many from other parts of the country, even beyond the shores of Nigeria, soliciting for unavailable jobs, with many ending up on the streets. We came across some boys, you can call them area boys, who call themselves the ballers of Bonny.
The general name in Bonny is Subungidi.
What does that mean?
It means, put it in short, those guys that normally go out for money. Every way in Bonny, even every day they will be, when the bar finish, their duty is to wash clothes and go out just for the job of a Pungidi.
Even in death, her voice speaketh from offstage, and it is resonated through the Celebratory Foundation, Beth to carry on what she had stood for, promoting the ideals of social and environmental justice, respect for human rights, and giving people the opportunity to actualize themselves. The establishment of Life Legacy Training Center for Youths by the Celebratory Foundation in collaboration with other stakeholders is in keeping with Cele's passion for education and aspiration for youth empowerment.
I can only remember her by the fruits that she lived by. Many are unsung hero. Even Sele herself is considered an unsung hero. And what Sele's vision was is what we're advancing through the foundation.
Sele Eradri was an exceptional woman, a great mentor. She was somebody with a large heart.
If they are really dedicated to their job, I think it will benefit them. Some of them may not even have jobs, but with this, they will make their life a better one.
The youth of Bayelsa and the youth of Nigeria at large to maximize the opportunity created by this center, the Sele Eradri Foundation, to build a society of entrepreneurs in your different fields of knowledge.
First of all is focus, learn the best practice. This is very important, and then don't think only local, think global.
It looks as if they couldn't do it before, but when they started this training, they've seen that it's something they can do. So in this training, it is a do-it-yourself.
Youths who are undergoing the ongoing training on entrepreneurship, innovation and technology are full of gratitude.
How to become an entrepreneur and how to make sure that people around me are carried along.
High point of the event was unveiling of Sele Eradri Wall of Fame in her honor and memory, where Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doyedri, Frank Ulize, Abike Dabri Erewa of the Diaspora Commission, Jennifer Igwe of NTA Lagos Network Center, Bayelsa State-born gospel artist Timi Dakulo, and Ovieteme George of the Arise TV are among the 24 names of individuals that made the list.
The late Sele Eradri had a long list of impact stories when many in the nation, for instance, had no clue what endangered species were. Her reports raised awareness on this and other crucial issues affecting lives, communities, and the environment. May her sweet soul continue to rest in peace. Amen. We'll take a break. Newsline continues shortly.
Has great taste.
Is there ahead?
Yummy, yummy, full of nourishment. And vitality. Body there, shines like the
New Ovaltine 3-in-1. Smart choice for smart kids.
It's been a long day, and nothing could feel better than sleeping comfortably. So relax. You won't be bothered by leakage or irritation tonight. Huggies Dry Comfort has a super fast dry layer that quickly absorbs wetness for all-night dryness and comfort. So baby can wake up comfy and dry as the night before. And you keep doing great, Mom. Now in a new look pack.
She's the one never let her never down. She wrote it, I got it.
No phones at the table, please. Yes, sir.
I love you too.
Don't forget I'll pick your phone.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
All I do is win. I wake up, I win. I close my eyes, and I win. Keep up on me, come on, let's keep it to the world, stop it. Independent women, come on, now let's get it. I'ma keep it to the world, stop.
Wow, you look great. Did you just bring it that on? Darling, super that great that they salon fresh no matter what.
The Ministry of Police Affairs under my watch has been instrumental to strengthening the Nigerian police force to tackle challenges in the internal security architecture of the nation. To effectively achieve its mandate to protect lives and property within Nigeria, the Nigerian police have deployed operational intelligence and the ICT-based apparatus to tackle and stem the tide of crime and criminality. Some of these efforts include the maximization of the Force Intelligence Bureau, Intelligence Response Team, and Special Tactical Squads through digitalization of emergency contacts via the NPF Rescue Me application for emergency response at the top of a button.
This message is brought to you from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Welcome back. It is no longer news that 36-year-old Hajara Shuaibu was delivered of quintuplets at Doma village of Faskira local government area of Katsina State. However, the catch in the story is that Hajara delivered successfully at home, but referred to Funtua General Hospital and subsequently to Katsina Teaching Hospital, where in the process, 2 of the quintuplets died. Though the nurses at Funtua General Hospital claimed that all the necessary medical attention was given to the mother of the quintuplets, authorities at Katsina Teaching Hospital could not comment on the health condition of the mother and the remaining triplets. Mohammed Awal tells us more.
The news of a mother giving birth to quintuplets is very rare. However, for Hajara Shuaibu of Doma village in Tafaki ward of Faskira local government area in Katsina State, who in her 12 births delivered quintuplets successfully at home, but had to be taken to Funtua General Hospital for medical attention. The quintuplets consist of 3 boys and 2 girls.
We admitted her and we stabilized her and did everything possible for her, but unfortunately the babies were in camp. So after around 7 hours, we now referred them to FMC Katsina for further management.
Unfortunately, she lost 2 of the babies, while the remaining are in good health condition. Speaking to Newsline, the mother said she experienced difficulty throughout the pregnancy up to delivery period, though she said the 3 babies are in stable condition but in need of special attention, especially the baby's feet and medical bills.
Since I gave birth to those children, our life has changed, especially on the economic aspect. It has not been easy at all.
Father of the babies, Hajara's husband, Mane Shuaibu, who is a peasant, appealed to governments and philanthropies to come to their aid to meet their medical bills. We need support actually from the government or other philanthropists to take care of these children, even though we now only have 3 of them. The parents, however, commended efforts of local government council for its timely intervention. Efforts to speak with doctors or management of Katsina Teaching Hospital was not successful. Newsline will follow up the developments.
We will surely keep you posted. Honestly, we need to investigate that case. How does one cope with the tragedy of losing her husband, 2 children, and a niece in 1 week? Comfort Mutilewa is one of the saddest women in the world today after a simple meal of amala. Jonathan Omajali tells us her story from Mukpa in Kogi State.
Mopa in Mopamuro local government area of Kogi State, a community in the eye of the storm, and a woman clinging to life after waves of death. September 28, there was nothing to suggest to comfort Mutilewa that death was lurking in her house and in her cooking pots. Like many dutiful wives and mothers in Mopa, she set out that night to prepare one of the family's favorite meals, amala and stew. Little did she know it was going to be their last supper as a family. Later in the night, her husband, 2 children and a niece began to experience abdominal pains. The alarm bell grew louder when her husband, 70-year-old Dari, collapsed while working at his farm the next day. He was rushed to Equa Dispensary, Mopa.
Quite unfortunate, he arrived to our facility unconscious that late evening. All efforts were met by the medical teams and he was resuscitated.
From the test from the Equa Dispensary, we were told that it is a poison. A food poison.
This went from bad to worse as other members of her family joined her husband at the hospital for treatment. 16-year-old Feromi gave up the fight in what is believed to be a case of food poisoning, while her niece Hepzibah also died on Saturday.
The boy that brought him and we obtained the history of the father from him was rushed again that midnight also. After he dropped Baba, he went back home. He now came back with severe abdominal pains. Before we start attending, he runs unconscious also.
It was double tragedy on Sunday as her husband and daughter, Mutunrayo, also died at Equa Hospital, Egbe.
Then we now feel a referral and refer Baba and the other elder sister to the one that died immediately to Egbe. Mama too, actually she was not having any complaint. But alongside, since she's from the same family, all the 3 of them went together that Saturday. And Sunday, we got the news that we lost the Baba and the elder sister.
Since the poison attacked this sugar level, and she's the only surviving one, we're also struggling to see that she survived it all through.
The state government and traditional council have waded in as they try to unravel the mystery behind the deaths.
It's why we are summoning this meeting.
They advised the family not to rush into burying them so that at least a possible autopsy should be carried and help us to also understand at least some possible, or at least to find out the exact cause of such.
Horror. It's a case that needs to be thoroughly investigated so that we don't have a repeat in that community or anywhere. Now to what brands are doing. Globacom, a leading multinational and telecommunications giant, is giving its customers more reasons to cheer. It is expanding the frontiers of its product with the introduction of 2 brand new financial payment services to the Nigerian market. Described as innovative and cutting-edge business solutions, Auto Credit Service and G-Color were recently unveiled in Lagos to the delight of brand ambassadors and teaming subscribers. Diana Ajali has details.
As technology advances and the world becomes more digitally interconnected, the leading indigenous telecommunications provider, Globacom, is moving with the trend. To remain relevant in the market space and survive the future, the company continuously pushes the frontiers by leveraging technological advancements, design, introduce and disrupt the market with innovative technologies, products and services.
We'll begin to better and appreciate the advantage open to us when we collaborate and cooperate. Our focus at Glo remains innovate, provide value, and enhance life.
As Nigerians get ready to embrace the new dawn of the 5G network and digitally integrated world, Globacom promises to push the frontiers at all times, which took off with an evening with Glo.
The threshold that once you get to that point, it will prompt you, and once to ensure that you are never cut off. So you are permanently online, communicating 24/7.
The evening featured several performances by famous Nigerian comedians and singers. Latest Globacom ambassador Toby Amuso shed some light on the uniqueness of Globacom communication network.
Glo started per second billing, fastest internet services, and now the auto credit. Please let's applaud Globacom.
Head Marketing and Product Development, G-Color Wallet, Money Master, speaks on benefits of the newly unveiled products.
Right now we have close to 49.5% of adult population excluded who have no access to formal financial inclusion. So what we are bringing to them is a new way of conducting their finances, leveraging on mobile phone.
Globacom Nigeria Limited says with Auto Credit Service and G-Color Wallet, alongside other exciting services available, consumers have nothing to worry about, especially business operators anywhere, anytime.
And in recognition of his patriotic zeal to make Nigeria economically dependent, plus his philanthropic gesture, the premier military university in sub-Saharan Africa has honored the manufacturer of the first indigenous tomato processing factory, Erisco Foods Limited, Chief Eric Odinaka Omofia, with an honorary doctorate degree at the just concluded convocation of the academy. Suleiman Rigachinkun reports that Vice President Professor Yemi Oshibajo was part of dignitaries who witnessed the presentation of the award.
The atmosphere is that of academic and honorary ceremony. Business mogul, entrepreneur and manufacturer Chief Eric Odinaka Omiofia, recognized and honored with the prestigious honoris causa in management science by the premier military university in sub-Saharan Africa, Nigerian Defense Academy. Chief Eric Odinaka of Amici Inewi area of Anambra State traversed the nooks and crannies of the country in entrepreneurship. With over 35 years of business experience, he evolved over time to become the first indigenous manufacturer of the 450 tons production capacity per annum of Erisco Tomapep, currently expanding his business in farming. Manufacturer par excellence, Chief Eric Omiofia has also strived to become major producer of ready-to-eat meal for the military and has donated trailer loads to defense headquarters for soldiers in the front line.
This, among other philanthropic achievements, earned him the reputation of a patriot and conferment of the honorary doctorate degree by the Defense Academy. It is an epoch-making event where Minister of Defense Major General Bashir Salihi Magashi conferred on him the degree, while Vice President Professor Emi Oshimbajo decorated him with the Academy regalia and presented him the certificate.
It will make me to use it to break the iron wall, not even cement wall again. Wall that made by iron, I'm ready to break it now to do more in my country, to liberate them, to be self-sufficient in food and other made in Nigeria sufficiency.
Chief Eric Omiofia's successes in business also endowed him the prestigious Zik Prize Award of 2015, Award of Excellence by Aisha Buhari, wife of the president, in 2016. He is a bridge builder that built mosques in some northern states, sponsor of more than 100 graduates and poverty alleviation programs. His family and business associates acknowledge the honor as well deserved.
I'm very, very glad. I thank God. I give God the glory that he was giving this award today. And it's because of his efforts and because of what he has been doing.
And the things that he pushed to the market are authentic Nigerian. And I need somebody that is promoting authentic Nigerians. Go through his product list and see what they are doing in the market. You will appreciate that this is a man that the country should encourage.
So what we ask the federal government is to give him the necessary encouragement, help him to either tax the imported goods or stop it entirely, since we can get them provided in Nigeria to the quantity that Nigerians need. Yes.
The celebrant and associates say it is a clarion call to produce more for local consumption and exports.
Well deserved. Congratulations, keep up the good works. Now to wedding bells. Are you aware that even babies know and appreciate true love when they encounter one? Okay, in case you're not aware, the wedding between Tolu Okoya Thomas and Ademide Akpanonam in Lagos will explain further, and Annie Daniels will let us into that.
Beautiful Tolu Okoya Thomas is from Lagos State, while handsome Ademide Akpanonam hails from Aniocha North in Delta State. They both grew in the same circle. Cupid, the angel of love, has always been there for them. So, Tolu and Ademide, even as children, knew they were meant for each other.
We met when we were 16 through mutual friends, and when we were 15, so we've been friends for a long time. But yes, we look forward to this day, and I'm happy that we're here now celebrating our love.
So, they have come to officially make their intentions known to their families, friends and relatives in an elaborate engagement ceremony in Lagos. The event had all the trappings of a typical Yoruba traditional engagement ceremony.
My wish for the family is that God continues to bless us the way He's blessed us now. We raise amazing kids, and He provides for me to be able to create a strong home for my children and also my beautiful wife.
I know she's in good hands and she's welcome to our family.
Tolu is our darling in the family, and she's going to be our darling for life.
We're blessed with children, and we'll see their grandchildren.
Afterwards, all roads led to the reception, where dignitaries from all walks of life, including politicians, captains of industry, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, represented by the Zonal Director, NTA Lagos Network Center, Nick Oyishi, were present to rejoice with Tolu and Ademide Akpanonam.
Coming together from two different linguistic and cultural backgrounds, it's something that we should all commend. It gladdens my heart that this is happening at this time, and we believe that this is what we need for the unity and progress of this country.
We have joy for both Bobo and Tolu. Thank you very much.
And the beat goes on.
wish them the very best, lots of happiness and joy. Now, it sounds strange, but it is not a fiction or myth, rather a reality. Triple celebration for one man in a single day. Mohammed Awal Suleiman sets a record in Kaduna because for the first time in history, he took a fourth wife, had a naming ceremony for his newborn baby, and married out his daughter same day, same time. Haruna Mohammed brings us a story behind a man who went viral recently for one of the many sides of his life.
This is Mohammed Awal Suleiman, a father of 30 children with 3 lovely wives. The size of his family is not what matters, but the ability to cater for them and other indigent children around the neighborhood with little resources generated from his skilled job and teaching profession. Mohammed Awal's doggedness is what is interesting. Despite his struggle for survival, he organized 3 expensive ceremonies, 2 weddings and a naming ceremony.
Many people have been asking me what is the secret behind it, but actually I believe my secret is because I want to do it. I'm blessed and I do it successfully.
Expectedly, dignitaries from far and wide, including religious and traditional leaders, thronged the Tudun-Nepal community in Kaduna South local government area to be part of the epoch-making event. Incidentally, the groom to his daughter is his student, where Mohammed Awal teaches.
He explained the religion in a better way. He explained what he called Sunnah to me, and Alhamdulillah today I'm willingly joined the Sunnah. I'm a student of his teachings. So in the process, I met his daughter, the first daughter, Miriam.
The man at the center of it all said he remained the happiest person fulfilling his dreams.
It's marvelous. I don't know the words to quantify this. So it's just a blessing from God. So I don't really know how to express my feeling.
Dignitaries also lend their voices on how the father and his daughter, who got married same day, same time, can endure in the marital institution.
The marriage is not tradition, it's a religious appearance. And in fact, there's even one of the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad which says once you get married, you have to fulfill half of your religion. You know what Allah said in the Quran, and the Prophet Muhammad said in Hadith, how to take care of our wives. If you should marry more than one wife, up to 4 wives, we should treat them equally and make sure that provide them that need.
These records set by Mohammed Awal Suleiman remain a reference point for a long time.
Very interesting and happy family. We'll take a break now. Newsline continues shortly.
Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Muhammad, welcomes President and Heads of Government, the UNESCO Director General, Ms. Audrey Azoula, and other UN officials, foreign ministers, ambassadors, international dignitaries, and members of the Federal Executive Council to the UNESCO Global Media and Information Literacy Week 2022 with a theme, Nurturing Trust, a Media and Information Literacy Imperative. Date, 24th to 31st October 2022. Opening session, 24th October 2022 at the Banquet Hall, Presidential Villa, Abuja. Time, 3 p.m. The other sessions of the Global Media and Information Literacy Week 2022 will take place at the Transcorp Hilton Hotel. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mrs. Lydia Shehu Jafia, MNI, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Announcer.
Like a bird needs wings to fly, you need skills to be productive. No matter the level of your education, IPF can train you to acquire skills in areas like mechatronics, metal machining, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, information and communication technology, ICT, culinary art, and agriculture. Acquire a skill and transform yourself from being unemployed to becoming even an employer. Be a valuable Nigerian youth. Say no to unemployment and poverty. It's time. Industrial Training Fund, developing the nation's human resource.
The first edition of the Nigeria Broadcasting Awards is here. Participation and sponsorship information. Follow our social media handles at TNB Awards on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Powered by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria.
Oh boy, this one where I read. You carry machete, you still carry gun. What you want to take and do? After the para like this, I don't vex. Oh boy, calm down now. Like this, see like this, I dey go scatter those businesses. You know, so they get scatter our people businesses, eh? You don't see them. See, I dey go there, they go Africans, and they go show them better craze. They never see anything. If you destroy their own for here, and they destroy your people for that side, especially that your brother where they send you money, that way don't block. Oh. How you go take survive? Hey, this way talk not true. But I still the vex. Oh, calm down. Make we embrace peace. Peace and unity. Everybody. My people. Make we gum body with peace and unity. Make we learn to live as brothers and sisters, so that we country go fit move go permanent sides. This message not from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Welcome back. Now, our story is on the audacity of an African woman. Ruga is a Fulani word for rural human settlement and rural grazing area that usually accommodate herders and their cattle. Of course, no lights, pipe-borne water, fancy homes, and modern appliances. It's mainly thatched and mud huts and even tents just for shelter. It was in that condition that this girl grew up, having lost her mother at birth and spending the first 9 months of her life in an orphanage. Today, that little girl from Abuja in Plateau State, Nigeria, has transformed into an international celebrity. Though based in the United States, she has never forgotten her roots for once. Momso Damian Dati, who met with this rare gem, will give us the full gist.
Just search Google or any social media site for her name. You won't be disappointed. Everywhere on the internet she pops up. That's how popular and famous she's become.
Super excited to let you know that I'm starting a new project.
Proudly Nigerian. It wasn't on a meeting the US-based celebrity and world-famous Nigerian makeup artist Huraida Musa when she came visiting the NTA headquarters in Abuja. Flanked by friends and supporters, her smiles so enchanting as she recounts her childhood days.
I am originally from Abuja, Plateau State, born in Mariri, local government in Kaduna, but I was raised in Abuja and I grew up in a Ruga settlement, a small community of like maybe 10 family units, all surrounded with, in the bushes. We have no electricity, no running water, and no tarred roads. My life then was very much nomadic. I was selling bread and playing around. And then one day while I was sitting, a young girl passed through and she was all beautifully dressed, clean with a bag. She did that a few times. Then I asked her, where do you go? And she told me she goes to school. And she showed me her books and what have you. And from there on, I told her that I was going to tell my aunt that I want to go to school. Lucky for me, my aunt allowed me to go to school.
But that's not the gist. It is how a herder Fulani orphan from Ruga rose to become a world celebrity, making up the likes of Oprah Winfrey and modeling top brands.
So fast forward, my trajectory changed from then, and got married, moved to Kaduna, and started school in ABU. While in ABU studying accountancy, moved to the United States, which was in 1992, and I've been in the United States since then. And in the United States, while I was going to university, I also was working as a makeup artist. So by the time I done like my third year in university, I just knew that my passion was makeup. Companies I worked for, Lancome, Laura Mercier, and Trish McEvoy, these are like really high-end brands in the US.
Today, Laura has her own makeup brand.
I resigned, and in 2008 I established my own makeup brand called Rare Cosmetics.
And the story of her adventurous journey in life is summed up in a book titled The Audacity of an African Girl reels with the extraordinary capacity of the human spirit. Hurai's telling of her personal journey from a remote Fulani settlement in northern Nigeria to the apogee of affluence and success in the makeup industry in New York.
Unfortunately, my mom died the day she had me. She was giving birth to me and she passed away. I was transported to an missionary hospital, Lady of Victory in Plateau State. I was taken to their same hospital orphanage. So I was in the orphanage for about almost a year, and then my dad took me out and then took over. And I was raised by my aunt.
The book launch turned out a colorful and glamorous event. Attracting Nigeria's First Lady Aisha Muhammadu Buhari represented governors serving in past alongside governors' wives, ministers, and honorable members of the National Assembly serving in past.
The lesson we learn from author's story purely exposes the importance of giving a girl child, the opportunity to explore her world and make the best fortunes out of her environment. I salute your courage and doggedness. Your life journey is a book that whoever reads must not be the same again.
Where lies the courage of this dear child who we are looking up to becoming a mother one day to raise the next generation? When over 14.5 million children are not going to school.
Aligning ourselves with the moment also brought about the energy in her that produced what we are celebrating today.
For the Minister of Women Affairs, the Emir of Kano, the Director General of NTA represented, and other dignitaries, Hurai's story reflects hope for the disadvantaged Northern Nigerian girl child.
It's a departure from the usual narratives that portrays African girls, especially from the northern part of Nigeria, as complacent, uneducated, and even primitive.
It's a unique story that can inspire so many people, especially the vulnerable, the hopeless, the orphans that feels that their cases are hopeless. I pray that every Nigerian could learn from her experience and pick from there to lift up the hand of one or two vulnerable children within our community.
Wherever you are, whatever you do, you can achieve what you want to achieve. The NTA promotes ideals that would make the society a better place.
And from the celebrants comes these words on marble.
Hopefully it will inspire someone to dream and dare to dream big like I did. Nga tunani nato makaranta. Naturum bibe modo makaranta. Naturum minyirabe modo makaranta.
Hurai has founded 2 non-profit organizations that educate children from less privileged families and to empower the youth and women through skills acquisition in Nigeria.
Audacity of an African girl indeed. Now have this in mind, that remembering your roots and foundation will give your future wings. Very good initiative there. Nigeria's 62 years of journey to nationhood could not have been possible without diplomatic relations with other countries in promoting sustainable socio-economic and political development. Africa has been Nigeria's priority since independence. This explains why the Nigerian embassy in Senegal deemed it fit to celebrate her 60 years of long-standing diplomatic ties with that country, just as it celebrated her 62nd independence anniversary. Garba Muhammad Nata'Allah tells us more.
It was a double celebration for Nigerians in Senegal, who, like their compatriots across the world, marked the country's 62nd independence anniversary and also had another milestone to celebrate: 60 years of diplomatic tie with the host country. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Oyama, virtually joined to express Nigeria's appreciation of Senegal's support in these 6 decades.
The bilateral engagements between the two countries cut across many sectors, notably the close working relationship between our two presidents, which have led the way in addressing regional issues, especially the recent ECOWAS institutional reforms.
The aura of excitement in these pictures is seen as a call for future generations to gain deep awareness for Africans to continue to share values, interests, and aspirations.
Je salue particulièrement le leadership du président Buhari.
I want to virtually appreciate and commend the President of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, for his steadfastness in stabilizing Nigeria in terms of governance and his approach in tackling the COVID-19 pandemic that African countries similarly handled without levity, and Africa has learned a lot from that experience. Host and the Nigerian ambassador to Senegal, Adamu Ibrahim Lamawa's message expressed how cordial the relationship between both countries is.
In the last 6 decades of bilateral relations, Nigeria has entered into several economic cooperation agreements with Senegal without being deterred by the artificial Francophone-Anglophone dichotomy.
The two countries are optimistic of better days as they continue to renew their commitments for mutually beneficial relationships.
Great experience there. Our next story is on the beauty of nature, and it is inspired by a quest motive to uncover the wonders of nature and religious wonder of the African continent. From a cross-regional workshop in the island nation of Mauritius, our correspondent Onengie Findface brings us green tales of unique landscapes and spiritual adventure.
One small country, many green songs, many more curious singers. Mauritius is an island of magnificent dreams. Dreams hid deep in the thighs of the earth. Grand Basin flourishes with spiritual opulence. Sacred temple of Hindu gods, Mahadev Shiv and Durga Ma, towering high in the sky, a pilgrim's paradise.
Yeah, blue waters of Indian Ocean and blue skies and white clouds. It really makes it a very, very fascinating country, and it is different. It's different. You know, the feel of the green is so predominant. It's so good that you really feel very happy from inside.
Together with other storytellers, I journey through the labyrinth that begets Chamarel. Chamarel, where wonders converge.
Here we have the Shamarel Natural Park. You can see we have a Shamarel waterfall just to the right. And if you go upstairs, you have a sightseeing. And later we will travel to go to the Seven Colored Earth.
A waterfall to whet our appetite, preparing us for the wonders of the seven-colored earth.
I can't wait to see the marble and the beauty of where here you have soil of different colors we put in one place. So I'm excited.
The long, snaky journey to Shamarel, deep in the rural part of Mauritius, paid off with a magnificent view of nature. It gave us opportunity to see the seven-colored earth, a wonder of Mauritius. But Shamarel is not the end of this story. Le Monde offers two flamboyant verses: the mountain and the sea it overlooks.
There were slaves living on the mountain. When the British were coming to tell them, you need to come down, because slavery is abolished. The slave feared that the British were coming to capture them. So instead of being captured, they, from the top of the mountain, they jumped.
So many green songs, a haven for nature, nurtured into national gains. Mauritius is a small island nation, but our songs echo far across the sea of our birth.
Some of the reasons why Mauritius is regarded as the Indian Ocean paradise. Its unique biodiversity is also one of the reasons why nature lovers troop there. We also have beautiful spots in Nigeria as well. Now this is where we'll end this edition of Newsline. Thank you for being with us all through, and don't forget that the fastest and easiest way to becoming a star is to connect with the NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Good night and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.